So if you're gonna move off grid and you want a decent driveway going out into nature, if you want to be isolated out in the nice, calm, peaceful area, if you don't have dogs growling at each other, nature, it's really nice once you get out here. But my driveway is like 500 meters. I measured that with GPS. So if you want a long driveway, you either got to get a lot of gravel, which can be expensive, like it's like $400 or $400 to $500 for 20 tons, which sounds like a lot, but it disappears quickly on a driveway. So you would have to spend a lot of money on gravel, or if you have a lot of it, dirt, which mine's like half dirt. So you'll have a lot of challenges, likely, as I have with the driveway, especially when it gets muddy. So as you can see from some of the mud splatter, I've gotten stuck quite a few times. So it's good if you have someone else with a truck, or if you have an extra vehicle like a tractor or excavator on site, tow it out or get a winch. But yeah, I've gotten it stuck probably like 4 times where I've had to have something else to get it out. But yeah, that'll happen. I'll show a bit of the challenges here. So once it rains, I guess it depends where you are, how much rain you're gonna get. But here we got a huge downpour of rain within like a week, and the amount of water and mud was probably, I'd say, more than 20 times what we had in the previous 2 or so months. So I haven't been able to drive back here for about 3 weeks because of the mud. And the only reason I can now, this is one advantage to the winter, is it's been below freezing for about 4 days. Last night was like -7. So this is all frozen over. That's one good advantage. I've done a lot of work leveling it out by hand. I had to make it level enough to drive over when it's frozen. See all this? This is all the water here. Was not here for like 3 months until we had that long stretch of rainfall. But now, yeah, that was the worst spot there, because originally I could tell that the water went down. The water naturally would cool there a little bit. It had just not been anywhere near as bad for the first 3 months, I think. So yeah, a few times over I've brought an excavator back here to dig these side ditches, which make a big difference, because you gotta let the water pool on the sides rather than on your driveway, somewhere for it to run off, and then use that dirt from the ditches to build up in the driveway to build that up higher. So this was really, it's still slipping, I think below the frozen part, which still soft mud. So I was trapped here 3 days ago probably. Stuck there for a while. It took me like a few hours to, using the shovel, get out. Okay, so I want to turn around, but I'm gonna show this and I'd finish the video, because I'm just going to, I went a little too far. I'm gonna get more of these bricks, because I was trying to get these bricks back to my site, this plus I already dropped off twice that many or more, twice that much. But yeah, the difficulties of having a long driveway, that's where the gravel starts, up there. So this is probably about 200 to 300 meters, yeah, in between there. But before, none of this water was here, and it was fine for a while. So a few times I brought the excavator back, dug huge holes for this water to sit in, and then put all the mud in the middle. But then it's, even if it looks like a lot of dry dirt when I'm digging it up, but it becomes super muddy after I put it in and then try to drive on it, especially with the excavator, which is super heavy and just squishes it all down. And I actually got a few loads of gravel back, and I brought a bunch of gravel in here, but you can't see anything because it just sinks into the mud, which was a mistake to try to put the gravel down when it was muddy still. Better do it when it's dry so it'll stay on top. But yeah, it'll sink in, especially with driving an excavator on it to flatten it down. But then, yeah, so after loading all the extra dirt on, then you gotta level it out, because it took like 3 extra days by hand using a shovel to make this level. After the driving on it with the excavator, there's huge ruts, totally uneven, and then by hand do more accurate work. So it can be quite a challenge and quite frustrating having a driveway this long, unless you get it all graveled. But it's very nice to be so far out into nature. We've got an extra few areas around here, extra sites, big fire pit. Muskoka is really nice with a lot of big boulders. So yeah, I just thought I'd show some of the challenges of having a longer driveway. But I think it's worth it, and now that it's frozen I'll be able to drive on it for a while, but once it snows too much I'll probably be parking way back up there, getting it plowed to up there, and then I'll hopefully get a four-wheeler and or snowmobile so I can go from my spot out to my vehicle. It's if I need to transport stuff, and sometimes I'll just probably cross-country ski from one spot to the other or run. So I think it's worth it in my opinion, but definitely depends on your preference. Anyway, that's all for now.